Driving. So excited to have you here as always. So this group is specifically for people who want to get ahead. They want to get out of that victim mode and thrive. We want to get more of our life. We want to have a good quality of life. We want to have some deeper, more connecting relationships. We want to have careers or jobs that we are excited about, that we are passionate about. Okay? So this is what this group is all about, so we can help each other on that way, keep each other encouraged, inspired, share our perspectives and insights and wisdom with each other. Okay, today's topic is on burnout. Okay? How do we actually avoid burnout with complex PTSD? Are you someone who likes to be very busy, constantly doing things in that hustling kind of mode, that franticness, almost an overwhelmed kind of disconnected, I just got to stay busy mode. Some people call it workaholic. Okay, this is just one of many strategies that we use to cope, manage our complex PTSD. It's a coping mechanism, as people call it. And it puts us at a high risk of burnout. I'm speaking of experience here. Let me know in the comments if this has happened to you, or whether you were close to that, whether you're using that too. Because if you're using busyness or the doing or that workaholic kind of mode as a coping mechanism, this video is for you. Okay, because 2018, that was probably one of the worst years in my life. My whole body, it just shut down. I had a complete breakdown because of all that busyness that I was in, and also the place that I lived in. There was a lot of mold in there, so I think it was the combined thing. But it was bad. It was horrible. Like, I couldn't keep the body temperature. My digestive system completely shut down. I was dizzy. I lost my depth perception. I was running into things. It was really, really scary. I don't want that to happen to you, okay? And I was working in a medical field. Like, I have a PhD in internal medicine. So I have a fairly good understanding of the body, okay, and what is happening. Even though I had that awareness, and there was glimpses where I thought, oh, this isn't a good sign leading up to it, I didn't stop it. I used being busy, doing more stuff, even to push down those sensations and thinking, oh, it's going to be okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to being busy. That's one of the things I kept telling myself. I'm used to this. I like it that way. And it's only going to be till the end of the year. Next year's going to be different. You know, that was my thinking behind it. Can you relate to that one? But it went really bad. Okay, my body really said no in the end. Like Gabor Mate, the book that I highly recommend, that when your body says no, my mind really did. Okay, so I want to share some of the things that I have in place now to protect myself from future ways, because I know my default mode, or this is one of my tools that I easily slide into, that I still have. It's still available for me. But I have other tools available now for myself too, and I want to share that with you. And you know, if that's you too, you're not the only one. I just want you to know that too, because I was giving myself such a hard time for so long, because you should have known better. You know that this is your expertise. You're studying, all the medical research. You should have known better, and that kind of that should stay. They just create more suffering. They keep us stuck in that loop for even longer. Okay, so we don't want to get stuck there. We want to get out of it. So I'm going to share some things here with you. Yeah. First, you may have even had some friends who noticed, and they're giving you advice too. Like for me, people kept telling me, "Oh, you should take some time out, slow down." And while there's some truth to that, we want to be very careful when you have complex PTSD. Slowing down needs to happen at the safe pace, not space, at a safe pace. How can we do that? Because I had a friend that she's a business owner, and extremely busy. Like she reached that stage, like I can't cope with it anymore, and she booked herself into a retreat. It was like a silent retreat. I think it was 10 days. This is the extreme opposite, and going from that frantic to that silence. And for someone like us with complex PTSD, that can actually spiral things completely out of control. This could be very overwhelming for our system, because it's like going cold turkey in a way. We're taking our coping mechanisms completely away. So we don't want to do that. And we don't want to go to that extreme, to not doing anything and just meditate, be quiet, and do all those things. There's a time and place for that. Obviously, I use a lot of meditation. I find it really beneficial. But to slow things down, as I say, we do want to slow things down, not bring them to a full halt or stop or pause. Okay. So, for example, when you prepare food, while you prepare food, do you also listen to the TV or watch some news or listen to a podcast, send messages to your friend, or having a phone call, doing the homework with your children, have the dog running around your legs? Is all these things happening at the same time? Or you're getting ready for work, you're packing your bag, you're eating breakfast, you're messaging, as you're rushing out the door, you're doing all these kind of things together, that multitasking, but there's a franticness to that. Is that you? I was good at that too. It's we become very efficient. It's and we need to acknowledge that too. To give ourselves some credit. Actually, I get a lot done, but with that franticness, I also made a lot of mistakes that cost me a lot of time and energy and money sometimes too. Okay, so when I see if we can slow that down, is there a chance that we can just do the one thing? Because what happens when we're doing so many things at once, we're disconnected. Is that what happens to you too? Like, I felt like I'm completely detached from my body. I wasn't in my body. I was kind of up there, like operating a robot. That my body was a robot doing the stuff, but I had no felt sense of anything. Like, there was no joy. I didn't celebrate any wins. There was none of that. I was just so busy being busy, and I was completely detached from everything. Is that you too? Okay, because when I tried then to slow down and strip a few things away and only focus on one activity, not nothing, one activity, but being more focused, being more present with that, and trying to feel into my body again, kind of slowly getting back in there again, so I can have some felt sense as well, and connect and pause at times and say, hey, actually I got a lot done today. I don't always have to tick everything off the list. I'm a person who gets things done, but I want to add something to this. I want to get things done in a way that brings more joy into my life, that brings some more calmness. Actually, I want the calmness and spaciousness in my life, some more freedom, some more lightness, and I had none of that. That's what I want to bring back into my life. That's what I want to focus on more than anything. I don't know about you. Let me know what you want more of in your life instead of that franticness. Okay, we want to be clear on that too. That might be very different for other people. Maybe you long for for deeper connections for you in your relationship, in your intimate relationship. Maybe that's more of a focus for you. For me, it was always more bringing more joy in there. There's no right or wrong. I want to know what that is, because another thing that's always happened for me is because I was so frantic in my busyness and so detached from my body, I also was so bored with life, so dissatisfied, because I never boast from, to say, hey, good job, you got that done. Or if something didn't go well, to pause, what can I learn from that so I don't make that same mistake again? Or how can I change something to make that more interesting for myself, even for my hobbies. Sometimes we're not even fully present for the hobbies. While we're doing the hobbies, we're thinking of, on the way home I need to go shopping, and I need to do this for the kids, and then I need to reply to those emails. We're not actually doing the thing, even when I'm going to the gym, or for you it might be, swimming, surfing, dancing, whatever the sport is, you're not even fully present for that. That's what I mean by stripping things away. Okay, I'm at the gym right now. All I'm focusing on is the workout. How can I make it more interesting? How can I make it more fun? How can I make it more challenging for myself to bring some more zest in my life? You know, do some sparks of connectedness too. Because for that experience to happen, I need to be in my body. I need to find a way back into my body so I can feel that. Okay. Let me know in the comments, what do you do for that? You know, how can you create some more sparks in anything? Doesn't just have to be your work or your relationships. It can be your hobbies, anything. Where can you add that extra spark in there? And I think that was one of the key shifts. Obviously, there's so much more I had to work that I had to do to get out of this workaholic and frantic business mode. But that was one focus, and that is one focus that I always discuss with my clients too. Like I said, you're not the only one. I'm not the only one. I have many of my clients who have similar patterns. Other people have different coping mechanisms as well, and it's not always. I'm not saying that all people with PTSD always go into that frantic working mode, because we can go into the opposite as well. And I've done that too, especially when I was depressed. I didn't get out of my bed, so there was no franticness. We can go into extremes. I think this is just why complex PTSD is so complex, and it needs a very flexible approach on how we can deal and manage our symptoms so we can get more out of life. Okay, because when I thrive, and actually there's something beyond thriving, okay? Because when you get into that, when you have a sense that most days are actually really good and you're thriving and you got that, you realize, hey, there's actually a next level there as well. So I just wanted to point that out too. But as always, if you need help with that, please reach out. I do have some one-on-one coaching spots available still this year. Can you believe it? It's nearly the end of the year. I still got there. Send me a DM, send me an email, so we can have a chat, book in a call, and we can discuss what actually working together would look like. So we can kind of discuss what kind of plan you have for the future, what you need to or want to have different in your life, more of in your life, and what you want to have less of in your life. That's what I always focus on for myself. You can actually do just while we're at that, but it's a really cool exercise to do. I often do that. Just use a piece of paper and draw a line through the middle, and on one side I write down the things that I want more of in my life, and on the other side the things that I want less of in my life. And that kind of can help me too to realize what kind of things I need to leave out a little bit, the things I can drop. I really like that metaphor with the juggling. I don't know who came up with it, but you might have heard it, that we're juggling so many balls. Especially if you're in a workaholic mode, if you're a people pleaser, you're taking on other people's projects and things like that. So you're juggling a lot of balls. And our job is to find out which ones are the glass balls, the ones that we can't afford to drop. We really have to keep juggling. And which ones are the balls are plastic balls that we can drop at times. So those are things that we can focus on too. And when we become clear on that, like when we're doing that table and what do I want more of in my life and what do I want less of in my life, that can also help to identify some of the things that are plastic balls that are not actually important to you personally, that are not meaningful, they're not aligned with your soul, that don't help you to reach the goals and missions that you have. So that was a lot today. So I was talking rather fast. See, I need to slow down the speech too, but I hope you find it useful as always, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love and rainbows to brighten up the tough times just a little. See ya, bye.